We got more of those very interesting YCS decks for you guys, and I swear some of these innovations in this format are very interesting. I'm back to 33.8% of you guys, and not smash leave a crap out of scrub and smash this so we can get to 102,000. The first list we're going to be looking at here is top 8 Zohar Khan or Bosch's Cyberse Eldlich deck. Now, what is the entire purpose functionality of this deck? Well, you are going to set up yummy Scythe Locky thingies, all because of one card interactions. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Link Disciple goodies are very, very fun. This deck is the master of one card interactions via, dot scrapers, Cyberse gadgets, and you have massive draw power put into this. Then you also have new Firewall Guardian stuff. So Firewall Guardian is finally seeing play. So if this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the link summon of a Cyberse monster, you special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. When an attack is declared involving a link monster and opponent's link monster, you banish this card from graveyard and negate that attack. And if you do, until the end of this turn, the original attack of that monster becomes 0 and is also unaffected by other card effects except for its own. And you can only use each Firewall Guardian effect once per turn. Well, that's just free floating for this deck, which is absolutely amazing. So we have one Lancia, one Scythe, basic interaction stuff there. We have triple copies of Ash, Blossom, and Joyous Spring. Triple copies of Yield Cyberse Gadget. Hey man, as soon as this thing's sent to the graveyard, you get a free token that does not conflict with Rite of Armesier. We also have one Celestial with one Dasher. We have triple copies of Dot Scraper here. Yummy, free special summon. That's once again the goal of this deck. Free one-card interactions. We have triple Droll and Lockbird, double Effect Veiler, two Eldlich the Golden Lord, triple Firewall Guardian, triple Ghost Ogre. You're seeing the pure amount of hand traps that are being generated in this format, right? We have two Magician Souls, by the way, which are now 100% more searchable because of Illusion. We have triple copies of Nibiru, one Griffin Rider, triple copies of Water Enchantress, two Illusion of Chaos, triple Cursed Eldland, more free searching chicken tendies, one Draco back for bouncing, the one Faithful Adventure, the one copy of Foolish Bro, two Fusion Destiny, one Preparation of Rites. Yeah, it gets better and better, actually. 5 cards now for Magician Souls. Triple copies of Rite of Armesier. And then we have triple Conch, triple Scarlet, 2 Haguero, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence. So your hand trap lineup extends out massively. You have a draw engine built into the deck now, so you can just pop off all of these to get free draw cards and then self-replace into whatever other odds you really need. Yeah, this deck just looks amazing on paper. Down here in the next deck, we have one Celine, 2 Verte Anaconda in case your opponent wants to get cheeky and try to out one of these. Why not just make the second? We have one Lina for the free revives, one Link Spider with a one Link Disciple. We have 2 copies of Link Devotee. Now remember, this is a mandatory activation, actually, which actually can trigger the Dagda. Little fun notes for 500. We have one Lingaribo, one copy of Nightmare Phoenix with the one Dahark. So we have access to both Charmers in this deck because of the axis in which you're playing, which is very good. We have one Hulk, one Artifact Dagda, one Axis Machine, and one Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Side deck here we have 2 Lancia, one Pinkertops, triple Gamma with one Driver. The entire hand trap gang is here. We have one Call by the Grave, triple Cosmic Cyclone, the one Harpy's Feather Duster, and triple copies of Artifact Sanctum here. Wrapping up the more interesting toolbox deck of the format. Between this and the Noah Punk pile that we saw making waves in the format here, you definitely need to take note of some of these more powerful interactions in this format. And we'll have to wait and see generically how things will settle here in the future. But I think between this and the Noah Punk build, these are definitely the most powerful variants in terms of crazy card pools that you can really have at this point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. Alright, next up here is this was Cameron Garashi's top 32 I have noted here. So the Tenyi Synchro pile, ladies and gentlemen. The entire premise of this deck is you're going to use the Tenyi monsters as what they actually are. They are high-level monsters that you can use to Synchro manipulate. Now, when I say Synchro manipulate, hey man, you just drop a token on the field or you get a normal monster, you can go ahead and climb up free Synchro ladders for 0 cost. Nothing. Alright, you slap one monk on the field, congratulations. All of your friends here are free special summon chicken tendies. Alright, and that's the goal, ladies and gentlemen. Hulk Auroradon combo gets you access to these big synchro boards that your opponent's just going to look at and go, oh, what am I supposed to do? You set up the negates at the end of the day, and that's kind of what this deck is meant to do. So thank you, Hulky Fibrax and Auroradon, for being amazing combo pieces. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, one copy of Yield Deskbot 001. Now remember, this is the piece that you bring off of the Hulk. This actually gets you access into the Auroradon, because remember, it's 2+ machine monsters. Auroradon wouldn't even be possible without Hulk being a machine, by the way. We have triple Effect Veiler, triple Ghost Ogre, and triple Nibiru. You see the full extension package here for those hand traps, because this build is very hand trap savvy. Then, of course, we have triple copies of a Red Rose Dragon. This thing's also a tuner. This is also the backbone of your deck. We have one Rox Rose Dragon, one copy of Mo Yi, one Tai, and one Long Yun. That's it. That's your Sword Soul package, effectively, ladies and gentlemen. You see, like, how crazy shrunk down that this package has become at this point. It's actually crazy. Then we have triple copies of Ara Ara, triple copies of Ashuna, triple copies of Vishuda, two copies of Griffin Rider, which is very interesting. In case you lose one of these, you get access to another one on the next turn. Also, this thing is level 7, by the way, so it's another free extender that you can set up to do your thing. We have triple copies of Water Enchantress, one copy of the Basil Rose Shoot, one copy of Dracoback, two copies of Faithful Adventure, triple copies of Rite of Hermesier, triple copies of Vessel, and one copy of Blackout here. Down here in the extra deck, we have two copies of Monk of the Tenyi. We have one Auroradon, two copies of Hulk. We have one copy of Yazi, one copy of Cheng Ying, one copy of the Qingzhang Long Yun, one Chizao, one Herald with one formula, one Draco Berserker, one Chao Feng, one Boxia, and one Yil Baron de Fleur. Side deck here we have triple Lancia, triple Gamma, one Driver, two Lightning Storm, triple Talents, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence here. Wrapping up the new standardized Synchro toolbox deck. Alright, this is just Tenyi Brave Synchro, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you love the fact that you just get the ability to spam out some of these crazier things? Yay, Yu-Gi-Oh! I love it. And the last list we're going to look at for this video is none other than Eldlich. This was the top finish for Eldlich for the trap. Actually, this was the only trap variant that made it into the finals. And what I think is very interesting about this is, at the end of the day, when you look at this deck, you've kind of got to ask yourself, oh, well, like, how good is Eldlich, ladies and gentlemen? Like, can you do well with this? Between the Cyberse Eldlich variant and this, I think that you can perform relatively well with either of these. That being said, though, this is definitely what I would deem probably one of the better things out here, ladies and gentlemen. So we have two copies of Eldlich, the Golden Lord, two copies of Lava Golem, and two copies of Lord, Heavenly Sky Prison. Alright, so Protection, Interruption, and big old butt. We have one Called by the Grave, triple extra for draw power. Alright, so the rest of the deck is just trap cards. So we have triple Conch, triple Scarlet, triple Gozen, two Hawk. By the way, two Hawk seems to be more of a standardized at this point. Do not try to bulk down on 3 of these in this format, because having any other trap card in your deck, you'll feel a lot better about. We have triple Ice Dragon's Prison, two Rivalry of Warlords, triple Skill Drain, triple copies of Solemn Judgment, triple copies of Solemn Steelreich, two copies of There Can Only Be One, and triple copies of Torrential Tribute, ladies and gentlemen. Wrapping up the main deck. You got that? Play a lot of trap cards and win. That's what it feels like. Down in the next deck, we have one Vampire Sucker, one Verti Anaconda, two Link Spiders. We have one Juggernaut Libby, two copies of Gustav Max, one Zeus, two copies of Pleiades, triple frickin' copies of Dragoon. So what you're telling me is we just board in the Red Eyes Dragoon package and interrupt the opponent. Okay. Then we have two copies of Venintis. You guys notice there's no punishments in here anymore? Side deck here is two Godarla, one Dark Magician with one Red Eyes, triple copies of Red Eyes Fusion, two copies of Dimensional Barrier, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Heavy Storm Duster here. Wrapping up this trunk of deck profiles. You guys, anything really catch your interest here? Like, looking at how the format has shifted here, very, very, very interesting at the end of the day. Now, it's not to say that you can't still find success with some of the ladder decks, because you can. Remember, there's always local and then regional level. This was the highest level of competition for this block, ladies and gentlemen. So guys, leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the like button, that subscribe button, so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you. Ugh.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.